Kind of looking like Disney's going to have another bad year, and they're going to have to unload a few assets to try to keep things going. I was looking at this article, and I think it makes a lot of sense that they might have to dump ESPN and ABC. One of the reasons why is because cable networks just aren't really doing it anymore. It's all about streaming now. Now, they don't really need ABC. They already have a couple of things. One, Disney Plus. Now, ESPN is a app as well now for streaming. That one is I feel a little less likely. Disney makes a lot of money off of sporting events. So I'm not so sure about that one. I do know one thing. They're not going to have that great of a 2023, I don't think, even in the box office. Outside of Marvel, I think it's going to be a rough year for them. But here's what they're saying. Banking giant Wells Fargo has made a 2023 prediction that Walt Disney Company will abruptly brought back former CEO Bob Iger to reverse the company's rapid downward spiral late this year, will end its ownership of TV networks ABC and ESPN. Bank analysts are predicting that some of the big changes Iger promised to initiate will include shedding the TV network and the cable sports network, both of which have been losing viewers, Fox Business Network reported. Spinning off the two networks is the best path forward for a probable late 2023 event, leaving the Walt Disney Company an attractive pure-play intellectual property company, FBN wrote. So it's a possibility, but I'm really just not sure about ESPN because of the amount of money that sports brings in for them. They make a lot of money off of sports deals because of that network. So I'm not sure. Now, ABC, that wouldn't surprise me at all. But what I can tell you is they're going to have a tough time at the box office. They do have movies coming out besides Marvel stuff. One of them is this Pixar Elemental movie. I watched the trailer for it, and I'm just wondering how they're going to fit any kind of messaging in this one, which Pixar loves to do. Look at these movies here. Turning Red, Lightyear, Strange World isn't on here, I don't think. I'm still unsure if Strange World was a Pixar production or if that was like another thing that Disney did without them. But what I can tell you is I think the Pixar streak of losing at the box office continues with this Elemental movie. And I want to show you why. I love this one because it says shit on it. Because most of these movies are shit. I'm really concerned about the Ninja Turtles movie, Mutant Mayhem. You know who's making that movie, right? Seth Rogen. Oh, as soon as I found that out, my eyes rolled back so far I couldn't see for a day. But here's Elemental. And look at this, is so stupid. Disney doing it once again. Elemental, June 23rd, and then Indiana Jones, June 30th. Sandwiching movies together. That seems pretty damn stupid to me. Why would you do that? Why would you put Elemental next to Indiana Jones? You own both of those movies. That, to me, is stupid. But, Disney, just full of great decisions lately. But look at this. So, June 16th, you've got Flashpoint. And then June 30th, you've got Indiana Jones. Okay, Indiana Jones, even though it's going to be a shit movie, I promise you it's going to be a shit movie because Lucasfilm has produced nothing but trash over the past decade. So even if that rumor isn't true, let's say Harrison Ford doesn't get erased from time like that spoiler says, it's still going to be an awful movie. Why do you think Steven Spielberg walked away from it? But just because it's not going to be a good movie doesn't mean it's not going to do well that first weekend. So June 16th, the Flashpoint movie comes. I think that movie is going to be huge. And the reason I think it's going to be huge is because they're going to lean into Michael Keaton for marketing. And don't forget that it has good audience scores. In fact, the audience scores for this movie are reportedly up there with No Way Home, which is a pretty big deal. I think Flashpoint is going to surprise a lot of people. So you have Flashpoint, and then you have Indiana Jones, and the old Elemental all by itself for a week. I don't think anyone's going to see it. I think people are going to go see Flashpoint for 2 weeks, and then they'll go see Indiana Jones. And then, right after that, we have Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible is going to do big, big money. So I think Elemental is going to continue the streak of flops for Pixar. And I'll be here to laugh at it because big middle fingers to Disney for all of the weird shit they like to put in their movies now to try to groom children over. It's disgusting. So they deserve every flop that they get. Unfortunately, most of the Marvel movies will probably do well. Whether or not they're good is another question. I think Guardians of the Galaxy will be really good, actually. Ant-Man and the Wasp, I don't think that movie, I think it'll do okay. Marvel's is going to be a huge flop. Even though it doesn't have anything in its way, really, that's a pretty good strategic move to make that movie like so away from everything else, because it's gonna need every little bit of help that it can get, because it's gonna be a shitty movie. It's got a bunch of characters nobody cares about in it. You can't say that this is must-see TV like you did with the first one because you sandwiched it between two Avengers movies. So, we'll see. I mean, look at the hate Pixar's getting even today. This is from 5 days ago over on Screen Rant. 10 harsh realities of rewatching Pixar movies. What's the first one up there? There aren't enough important female characters, even though there is. But they say one of the most glaring problems with Pixar is its lack of strong female characters. While there are some exceptions to this, it's mostly a boys' club at Pixar. This is particularly obvious when one compares Pixar to Disney, which, whatever its flaws in terms of representation, has at least made more of an effort to include women in all of the backgrounds that there are in its roster of characters. The lack of such diversity in Pixar only becomes more obvious the more of their movies one watches. This is all people care about in the entertainment industry. And it's funny when it happens because it flops. 2022 was the year of woke flops, and I was here to laugh at it. I hope they continue making woke movies so that we can laugh as they flop. Hollywood is going to have to burn down and rise from the ashes before we ever get anything. Like, that's back to how, it should be, making good entertainment, instead of just making entertainment that's going to spit shit in your face. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to more Disney failures because I think they're a company of weirdos. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Also, if you would please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed to the notification bell. Check out my Rumble, my locals, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.